Hey YouTube, LokeXStratus here. I'm here today to hopefully post between 5 and 6 unique deck profiles. I'm going to be starting off with my main deck, my Stardust Dragon Assault Mode deck. This deck has already been featured as a deck profile on my friend Zero Magnum X channel. I'll make an annotation here that we can go visit him. I'm going to now show you my deck and try to explain the cards as we go through them. Keep in mind it has been posted once, so if you want it more in depth, you can go watch that video. I'll link it over there. Okay, so, of course, we're starting off. You're on the deck with 2 Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. The main card of the deck negates everything except for counter traps, and it just wouldn't be a Stardust Dragon Assault Mode deck without Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. Next up is Elemental Hero Stratos. He is to power forward the Destiny Hero engine. Also, in a pinch, he can blow up spell and trap cards if he really needs to. Of course, run at 1 because he's limited to 1. Next up, I'll be featuring the Destiny Heroes that I've chosen to run for my engine. 2 Plasma, level 8, Dark Warrior. Fulfills the requirements of Destiny Draw and Allure of Darkness. Can be used in tandem with Scapegoat to create a backup strategy where I use him instead of the dragon. If I'm having trouble getting to it in time, which isn't usually a problem, but, you can never have too much power in these situations. Next up, of course, 2 Destiny Hero Malicious, pitch for D-Draw, pitch for Grepher, pitch for Armageddon Knight, just get it in the graveyard any way you can. Makes it so that I can do my Synchro Engine of the 6-2 combination for Stardust. 2 Dasher, Draw Power, Destiny Hero Engine. Also, whenever it's in the graveyard, if I pick up a monster I could normally normal summon, I will special summon it. Get a little more field presence. Run it 2. Those are my 6 Destiny Heroes. Next up, one of the main power points of the deck, 3 Dark Grepher. Gotta run it at 3 or you'll never draw it when you need it, which is all the time. It pretty much makes the whole deck setup work. It's what gets everything comboed to get out the Stardust Dragon. Armageddon Knight, of course, to jump stuff to the graveyard to also help set up with the combo. I only run him at 1 because he's just not as good as Dark Grepher, but I needed the extra graveyard support. Of course, with all this stuff running around the graveyard, I'd be a moron not to run Dark Arm Dragon. Daddy loves it. Also, it's really easy to modulate the graveyard using Plague Spreader, Zombie, and Malicious. Of course, I'm going to run Gores. He's generally just a great dark monster. He can save my butt. He can be used for Allure if I don't need him at the moment. He's also real great to pull off if Stardust Dragon Assault Mode is the only card on my side of the field and I had to sacrifice it, stop something, and then bam, they attack, boom, Gores, and now I'm in an even more advantageous position. Next up are my tuners. I run Arcane Apprentice at 2. He's the best tuner for this deck because it will search out Assault Mode Activate, therefore giving me +1 after I use him. Also helps me thin the deck. 2 Krebons because I use Emergency Teleport, and this helps with, the other thing my deck does really well, which is Synchro Rush. And of course, 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, for obvious reasons. I run Sangan at 1, and that's the last monster in the deck, mostly because it searches out most or all of my combo pieces that I need to pull off Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. Next up we have spell cards. I run Burial from the Different Dimension, puts Plague Spreader back for another bout of Synchro Rushing, can put the necessary darks back in the graveyard for Dark Arm Dragon, just an all-around useful card for this deck. Of course, Allure of Darkness, draw a card, Destiny Draw card, Emergency Teleport, Synchro Rushing, can also be used defensively if I'm really that desperate. Reinforcement of the Army, searches out Grepher, Stratos, Armageddon Knight, all the things that make the deck work. Foolish Burial, get the graveyard setup going. 2 Magical Mallets to recycle Assault Mode Dragons and extra Maliciouses from your hand back into the deck so you can use them. Scapegoat, combo with Plasma, and a great defensive card. Rain Control, staple. Lightning Vortex, staple. Heavy Storm, staple. Last up are the traps. They include 2 Assault Mode Activate. It's the perfect number to run it at. Get your dragon out. 2 Starlight Road. In a deck that bases around Stardust Dragon, this card was pretty much a godsend. In the worst of situations, you can also I will Heavy Storm myself just to stop my own Heavy Storm to bring out Stardust Dragon and instantly activate Assault Mode Activate to get my strategy in play. Of course, I run Mirror Force at 1 because whether or not it gets used, more often than not I've found that Mirror Force is a lightning rod for destruction, so if they destroy my Mirror Force, then my other things will be safe. That's a great trap anyway. And finally, one of the greatest speed increasers of the deck, my 3 Reckless Greed. I swear by these. It's quite possibly the greatest draw card in the game right now. Run it at 3, speeds the deck up, keeps you honest. I'll briefly go over my extra deck. I'm not really going to explain anything because it's all pretty obvious. I run 2 Stardust Dragon, hopefully be getting a 3rd soon. 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Colossal Fighter, 2 Majestic Star Dragon for an extra deck that I have built just for fun to side into the Majestic Star strategy. It's really fun. You should try it. I might show that extra deck in this video. Haven't decided yet. 1 Thought Ruler, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, 1 X-Saber Urbellum, 1 Goyo Guardian, 1 Brionac Dragon of the Ice Barrier, 1 Magical Android, and 1 Armory Arm. And last but not least, Chimera Fortress Dragon to completely destroy the machine matchup. Now you may notice that I run Chimera Fortress Dragon in my extra deck, but I don't have any Cyber Dragons mained. That's because I have them in my side deck. Let me just make sure. Okay. There's 1 card missing from this right now. It is Chaos Sorcerer, and it is in another deck right now, but Chaos Sorcerer is the first card of my side deck. The next one's being 2 Cyber Dragon, 2 Fairy Wind. Fairy Wind pretty much stops anything that would normally stop this deck, such as Oppression, Decree, takes away Black Feathers, Black Whirlwind. It just stops a whole bunch of the continuous stuff that really screws up the game these days. 1 Book of Moon, 1 Trap Eater, another thing that stops continuous cards, 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 Skill Drain, 1 My Body as a Shield, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Mind Control, and 2 DD Warrior Lady. That's it. I'm gonna feature my Majestic Star side deck in a later video. So, you know the deal. Comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you think. Tell your friends, get more people to subscribe here. I'm probably going to include a deck list in the doobly-doo. And hopefully you will see many more videos from me today and in the future. Until then, this is LokeXStratus, and I'm out.